Hello, my bookish darlings! As you may know, I've been participating in the Goodreads Choice Awards, and I voted in the 2 preliminary rounds, but I forgot to film the final results last week, so let's go ahead and just do that now. If you don't know, I look at science fiction, fantasy, I've looked at young adult science fiction and fantasy, and I was looking at middle grade, although I didn't vote in it. And how did we do? Well, I'm a little bit curious, so let's look at the winners for 2022. Okay, here we are, final results. We could actually just glance at all the categories. In fiction, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow won by Gabrielle Zevin. Haven't heard anything about that book. Mystery and thriller, The Maid by Nita Prose. I have heard of this book, and I'm a little bit curious about it. Historical fiction, Taylor Jenkins Reid, Carrie Soto is back. It looks like a more modern historical. I don't know. Okay, fantasy. Sarah J. Maas won with The House of Sky and Breath. Now, we know that Goodreads is a popularity contest, but I am still disappointed that Babel didn't win. Let's go ahead and click on it. And yes, we get the vote count. Sarah J. Maas's book got 105,000 votes. That is huge. And my favorite, R.F. Kuang's Babel, came in second with 62,000 votes. That's a long way from 105,000, but still, it is second place. So I guess I'm okay with that. Stephen King, surprisingly, got third place. Well, maybe not surprisingly, because we know he has such a big name. I didn't think it was a great fantasy book, but he got 60K votes. The Atlas 6 got 57K. The War of Two Queens got 34K. Daughter of the Moon Goddess got 33. The Very Society of Irregular Witches got 30. And Legends and Lattes got 26. And I really want to read that because it looks like it beat out Brandon Sanderson's The Lost Metal that got 21K, which I'm surprised because Sanderson is such a big name. Naomi Novik's Enclaves got 19, Electra 6, Kai Kei 6 as well, a little less than Electra. The Book Eaters got 6, When Women Were Dragon got 5.5, Nettle and Bone 5.2, The World We Make 3.9. And N.K. Jemisin is a huge name, but I think it's so far down because this is one of the later releases, so maybe not everyone had gotten a chance to read it. And I do think it is the weaker of the 2 books in this duology. A River Enchanted 3.6, Thistlefoot 3.3, The Stardust Thief, I love that title name, 2.9, and Ordinary Monsters 2.1. I have to say I'm a little disappointed that Babel didn't win and instead Sarah J. Maas won. And I do believe that this is, I haven't read it yet, but I've read some Sarah J. Maas. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably not one of the great fantasy novels of the year, but it is one of the most popular. She has a huge fan base, so well done, Sarah J. Maas. Okay, let's move to romance. Emily Henry's The Book Lovers, and then science fiction is Sea of Tranquility. Now, it got science fiction, of course, doesn't have the numbers that fantasy does, but all the same, Sea of Tranquility got 59K, almost 60K votes. It's by Emily St. John Mandel, the author of Station 11, which is very popular, and also became an HBO series. And I haven't read it. I tried to watch the HBO series, didn't quite like it. But Maybe I should check out Emily St. John Mandel because I haven't read her yet. So let me know in the comments if she's any good. Okay. Second place was The Daughter of Dr. Moreau with 47.5K votes. And I did read this. It wasn't my pick. I'm not mad that it got second place. I don't personally feel it was it's going to go down in the history as one of the great science fiction novels. But what I chose was Nona the Ninth, which came in third at 35.7K votes. And I do think the Lost Tombs trilogy is going to be a classic science fiction series. I just think. At least it's going to be really well respected in the writing community because it's such an interesting author, such an interesting writing style. 28K for How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. Upgrade got 28K by Blake Crouch. 24K The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. Leviathan Falls, the last book of The Expanse at 17K. James S.A. Corey. Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi got 15K. Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes got 14K. Hunt the Stars got 10. Ocean's Echo got 3.8 by Everina Maxwell. Station Eternity by Muir Lafferty got 3.2K. I'm just glad to see it was included. Leech got 3K by Here On Ends. Self-Portrait with Nothing by Amy Pock-Watka got 2.7. A.G. Riddle's Lost in Time got 2.7. Atomic Anna got 1.7 by Rachel Baron-Brum. Neon Yang, I still love that author's name. Neon Yang, The Genesis of Misery got 1.5. Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton got 1.4. Don Kaon's Sleepwalk got 1.1. And Primitives got under 1,000. Wow. Eric Cross. Okay. And moving on. And in horror, Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak won. Now, I may check that out because I do love horror and I just haven't found a new horror writer that I want to follow. I am interested also in Team Kingfisher. I haven't read anything by that person. Anyway, moving on. Humor, The Office BFFs won. Nonfiction, Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown. Memoirs, I'm Glad My Mother Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I haven't read it, but I've heard so much about it. Kind of happy that that one won. History and Biography, Bad Gays, A Homosexual History. Interesting. Graphic novels, Heartstopper. I haven't read that, but I've seen the Netflix show, which is very, very cute, I think. Poetry, Amanda Gorman, Call Us What We Carry. Debut novel, Lessons in Chemistry, won by Bonnie Garments. Now, I did vote in this, so let's take a look, because I voted for Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I'm just curious how close it came. And the answer is very, very close. Look at that. It came in second. Lessons in Chemistry, 64K. Daughter of the Moon Goddess, 58K. Very, very close. Very interesting. In young adult fiction, The Final Gambit won by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I love that cover. That's not usually the type of cover I like, but I do like that one. But we voted in young adult fantasy, and guess what? Gallant won by V.E. Schwab, and that's who we voted for. I can't believe I picked the winner in young adult fantasy and science fiction. Let's take a look at the total votes. Now, I am quite sure that Gallant won mostly because of the author V.E. Schwab is quite popular. It got 40K votes, and it's very close, actually. These top few are very close. Blood Marked by Tracy Dion got 37.6K. Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco got 34.8. The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber got 32.1. Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O got 28K. Brandon Sanderson's Cytonic got 19K. And Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong got 18.6. I want to read that book. Belladonna by Adeline Grace got 17.6. Cursed by Marissa Meyer got 17.4K. I am surprised this isn't higher. Tahara Mafi's This Woven Kingdom got 16.6K. These Twisted Bonds by Lexi Ryan got 5K. All That's Left in the World by Eric Brown got 4.9. Aidan Thomas's The Sunbearer Trials got 4.6. Hotel Magnifique got 4.5. Glad to see it on there. I did read it. Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lynn got 4.4. Ever After got 4.4 as well. Who's the author on this? Can't read it. It is F.T. Lukens. And If You Could See the Sun by Anne Lang got 4.2K. Only a Monster got 3.1K. That's by Vanessa Len. And The Dragon's Promise got 2.4 by Elizabeth Lim. And Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen got 2.1K. So I am surprised that Gallant won, and it was very close, but mostly because it's not your typical young adult story with that really prominent romance that often is toxic. I think Twilight sort of started that trend. There's no love triangles, there's no hate to love, there's no romance at all. And I really hope seeing Gallant winning this category may prompt publishers and agents to promote more young adult stories that aren't necessarily romance-centric. So I'm very glad to see Gallant win young adult science fiction and fantasy. And lastly, let's look at middle grade. The Quiet, I believe, a picture book won. And this category I write in, therefore I don't vote in, but it got 26K. But coming in second place is a series I like, The School of Good and Evil, at 22.8K by Soman Chainani. I really do recommend adults reading this one because I think, at least the first one, because it's pretty interesting. And I have just started reading the first Amari book, Amari and the Night Brother. This is the second book. Amari and the Great Game got 20K. Small Town Pride got 17.2 by Phil Stamper. Witchlings, again, another one I've heard a lot about, by Claribel Ortega, got 15.8. This Is Not Enough picture book got 15.7. Keeper of the Lost Cities Keeper of the Lost Cities, Stellar Loon. That's all one title. The author is Shannon Messenger, got 14.8. Zachary Ying by Jiren J. Zhao got 11.3. Elephant Girl, James Patterson and Ellen Bandaaku got 11.2. Aru Shah got by Roshani Chokshi got 11.1. The Marvelers, I'm surprised this isn't higher, but The Marvelers by Jonelle Clayton got 3.6. Ravenfall by Kaylin Josephson got 3.1. The Ogress and the Orphans by Kelly Barnhill got 3K. Then some picture books. Best Gift for Bear, 2.7. I Am Able to Shine, 2.7. You From Here, 2.6. The Pennymores got 2.3. That one's by, who is that by? Eric Koester. The Girl in White by Lindsay Curry got 2.2. Looks like a middle grade horror. And again, surprised it came in so low because of the name Brandon Sanderson. But Evil Librarians, the latest book in the series by Brandon Sanderson and Jancy Patterson, got 2K votes. And How to Heal a Griffin got 1.7, and that's by Meg Canistra. So those are the final results for the Goodreads 2022 Choice Awards. What do you think? Did you get the books that you voted for, or do you think the books that won are worthy? Or do you just think this is a popularity contest and it doesn't really mean anything? Let me know down in the comments. And until we meet again, may all the books you read be blessed.